So in case people aren't familiar with this, we have this pool called karma, and
Yeah.
if you spend a point of karma, you can roll some or all of your dice on a roll,
Mm.
but
So if
it's
you
pretty
want,
limited. So I'm saving it for real
Yeah,
emergencies. Yeah,
indeed. In
yeah,
fact, I want to reroll because I don't think that is essential
right,
plot
exactly,
point or
right.
whatever. Yeah.
So sometimes we will, and besides, this is the supplicant. The veil has already screwed up on her already.
Yeah.
So she's already one step into the unseen. So whatever. Um, so let's see here. In that case, when I'm looking at my trackers,
yeah,
and hoping that I'm not just sending them out to find some useless or trivial thing, um, I am a master.
yeah.
So
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
so that makes life a lot easier. I don't have to spend vitality. When you use your servitors, you typically have to spend vitality no matter what,
Yes.
but I'm a master, so I don't have to. And so I don't know
Remember
if there's.
that.
Oh, I have to evoke them. There is no role for them to do their job, but I have to evoke them.
Yes,
So
and remember that the characters are kind of like, I won't say stupid,
yeah,
but they
exactly.
are not
Yeah,
so good with abstract thinking.
right. So and also trackers just go for essence.
Yeah,
So that they don't really understand much else. I can't describe it to them.
yeah, but at
And
the same time,
so
you can say something like,
so I
look
can
for the
say where
ingredient.
to go. I
Yeah,
can say where to go, and I'm doing my best given my insane deduction roll. I'm really hoping is a really good, a really good targeting device.
yeah,
So, and with much help from Lilith, I greatly appreciate, from the Grey Witch, I greatly appreciate that. So, okay, so it's an evocation challenge, and so that's going to be a +2 from presence, which is kind of crappy. Okay, so this may. It is. Fortunately, it is. I have as much time as I need, and there are no distractions. My hope is that I am going to just go and take plenty of time. So the two of you have lots
okay.
of time to do whatever else you want to do.
Okay.
Okay.
So.
So I'm going to take time. This has to be easy, or else I'm screwed. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you looking for a safe spot, something like isolated,
yes, I am.
or okay?
Yeah.
So I believe that you can kind of look for some unused rooms or some
Right.
kind of
Right.
in the inside the school.
Yeah.
And so you can, as you walk through their destination, looking for safe spots, you can see that many of them are packing their things, and they're looking to go out because after this first charge,
Yeah.
it seems
Yeah.
that everything changed.
Right.
They're
Right.
kind of leaving and trying to leave the city, while others are comforting each other, or they kind of look angry. So like the idea of beating back the police. So kind of this
I'm
atmosphere
getting a
very
pretty good
tense.
idea of this, and I also remember one thing she said when we arrived, that it all became confusing like a labyrinth. I'm beginning to get the idea that we are in this huge trap, that they will be
Yeah,
kettled and kettled and kettled in this
Eh,
enigma forever. Right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make my evocation roll. Is that okay?
yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Okay. So I get a total of 8, which fortunately is easy,
Okay, nice.
barely. And so but that's going to take me a while. So whatever it is the
Yeah.
other people
So
do, let's see what they do.
please, what do you want to do?
Okay, so meanwhile, I would like to have a rough idea where the policemen are right now. And so I would like to check whether I see or I perceive any movement of armored vehicles or something like that.
Be more precise, please. The idea is
Okay.
that you're kind of having this general perception, you're recalling the history, or so you just having this more information of your history roll. What do you do?
Perhaps, maybe it's the case for using my foresight
Oh,
discipline, yeah, to understand what is going on between 1 hour or whatever these disciplines allows me to know.
It's the difficulty
So,
is the number of minutes,
okay.
which is
I could.
yeah.
Yeah, I think. So every minute is +1 to the difficulty, or there is a bundle of minutes. So just to understand where the bar is in the challenge.
If I remember
Um,
correctly, you simply count the minutes, and that is the difficulty. But I might be wrong.
okay.
We'll have.
yeah.
Okay. No, I'm
It's an
checking.
insight challenge against the difficulty equal to the desired duration in minutes. Oh,
Yeah.
the desired duration. So it's kind of like
What is going to
looking
happen
at.
there in the next 10 minutes?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, yeah, in the. Okay, I rolled the foresight. So, yeah, okay. So, in case of the discipline, simply make was an inside challenge. Let me say 10 minutes. It's a
Okay.
good lapse of time. So, okay. So I have a 6 plus. I don't have a focus skill, and this could be a problem. So actually, I rolled my insight, that was 6, and in total I have a pair of 2 trees. So in total a 6, unless I add something else.
Yes, it's 6 right now.
Okay, I failed then.
Okay.
So you can decide to spend karma. Of course, I remember the thing, but it's not necessary if you don't want to. But it's the option is there.
Yeah, the math
I
is
think
pretty. Yeah, the math is pretty clear. With crappy dice, spending karma is not great. But
no, I think no, I won't waste karma in this case. Also because it's a low check. I mean, an average of 10 minutes. So I failed, and I'll bear the consequences.
mhm.
Yeah, actually, it's more like
That's kind of cool.
this kind of confused cloud of perceptions. The veil for a moment shows you all the infinite permutations of the what could happen, the city that burns.
So you're just confused.
You're just really confused.
Yeah.
You're just not getting what's the real future in there.
Timeline,
The real timeline.
This
yeah.
is a little bit like me and the Delve. Both of you and I are extremely unhappy about what is happening, but only because we feel it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. In fact, I'm quite impressed because basically, whatever timeline I see here, there's gonna be an hell on Earth soon. So I tell them to Lilith, and
okay, what's the reaction of Lilith and what she wants to do?
So while the Grey Witch has been off, in futurities, Lilith has returned the backpack to our supplicant. And if there wasn't like a water bottle or something, she'd probably snag one from the school. And so she is sitting with the supplicant, making sure she's drinking water, hydrating, and just asking questions about her.
What's her name?
Not, I think, yeah.
That's what, the most important question, probably.
no one
And
has
her-
asked her. Yeah.
Yeah, she says her name is Annalisa Camilli, and
Okay, Annalisa.
And she says she's a student and she moved to Bologna to study social and political science. And there we met many people that were attracted by this kind of counter forum to the G8.
Mhm.
So the idea of, and she kind of like speaks almost smiling faintly because for a moment she remembers how these dreams were big, the idea of fighting with this army of poor and Indios and just like the declarations
A
of
bunch
the
of
leaders.
signs in Seattle will change the world if we stand
Yes.
on the
Yeah.
streets with them. Yes.
Exactly.
And at the same time, she remembers the fear of the. She says that just like prior a month ago, a kind of similar protest to Naples,
Mhm.
and almost ended up in the same situation. So they were expecting something like that, but then she says something like, "I knew that it could have been a trap, but what else could I do? I needed to be here. I needed to protest about these things because I feel that so many souls are coming together to, in a way, change the world." And and she's kind of like sad, and that's where we are. And she kind of smiles because she uses one of these lemons to kind of like squeeze it in his eyes.
Right.
And
The
she says
lemons
something-
I recognize. Yes.
yeah, something like under the government of Berlusconi, here the city of Genoa was kind of like she's kind of like assuming that you are foreign of some sort, but she's
Yeah.
kind of like suspicious. But in this moment, in the moment she opens up, she explains to you that the administration um, kind of filled the central city and some of the streets with these trees of lemons that were to symbolize the idea of traditions of Italy and kind of like something ridiculous. And on the other end, the protesters were taking them from the trees
Right,
of the
right.
borders of the
It's
streets.
defense against the gas. Yeah.
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 Oh, it was told. She was told so.
Mhm.
And then she says to you, considering that what is happening, I feel that I'm kind of lucky. Some people here seem to are being involved in the this kind of violent actions. They're this kind of black bloc movement. She uses the word movement because she's kind of like defines it as a movement. And so they acting violently. And I know that some of them have abused some kind of substances like psychotherapy drugs, like and they became much violent. They attacked the police, and now they're like they're missing. They're probably recovering at the hospital, or they're just locked up in cells. But the situation is escalating quickly.
Yeah.
And I think throughout this conversation, so what Lilith's keys is curiosity, and so she's asking all of these questions
Right.
and just vacuuming up information. Right. But some of these questions are going to be a little eerie, right? So one of them is, well, who are the G8s? She doesn't know everyone
Right.
in the G8,
Okay.
right? When she when she hears tear gas, like maybe under her breath, she says, that was the gas we smelled in the alley,
Yeah.
right? So just all these tiny hints that she's this very kind of alien,
Right.
being.
Right. Cool. The good news is that my trackers have been evoked. So an invisible army of an invisible horde of who knows what, probably making strange sounds, has dispersed. And I have directed them in a particular direction and said, find So
Hey.
they have swarmed out across, the city block or in the direction that I sent them. And so I'm going to inform the other stalkers. Let's follow them. We need to stay close to them so that we can hear them when they find their prey.
Okay.
Okay, just a moment, please.
Lilith will look over.
Yeah, the problem with the ferreters is that
No.
I need more information.
Wait, hold on. No, they are not ferreters. They are trackers.
Oh, trackers.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So
No, I agree. Ferreters need to have a specific target named and described, but the trackers are completely stupid and they just go after essence.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's why I needed
So
I wanted to make sure they were not going out in 360 degrees.
Yeah.
Right? I want them go that way. Yeah.
So I imagine this kind of a swarm of hounds moving as they are not limited by the flesh. They
Right.
pass through the crowd, barking in this kind of spectral sound, and you know instinctively that the evocation has worked, and you keep following them.
Right.
And right now you're just tracking back at the direction of.
No, I have an idea. Instead of them being like hounds,
Yeah.
I perceive them as a Geiger counter.
Good one.
Right.
Good one.
Right. So that's the sound.
Yes.
Now we can all hear it because we are all sensitive.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I like it. So you keep moving, and in a way you're sort of retracing your steps.
Yeah.
As you move through the alleys. Now they're just kind of like deserted. In a way, you just lost a lot of time. And
Yeah, we took a while back there. I know. But
yeah, something like
yeah.
I would say something like an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, an hour evoking the sounds, and as you move, you can see that the outer, the tickling is getting higher. Something is being traced, and a few minutes passed. As you get close to one of the alleys, you can see a man stumbling and then getting on his feet, coughing, and he wears a black uniform. He has this kind of mask that he removed from his face, and he's kind of coughing in a very fit. That is kind of like some sort of rough. It's not a normal cough.
Right.
Let's just say that you know that it's not a normal cough.
Yeah.
And you can see that he has a bite, some kind of a wound that is not completely covered by the clothes, and he's kind of like recovering and advancing towards another direction where you see that where it seems that you hear the sounds of the clash of people and policemen. So it's kind of like rejoining the entire
Sure.
the
But
process.
the trackers have not made their signal yet.
Oh no, they made it.
Oh, they did.
So like
Okay.
yeah,
perfect.
yeah.
Okay. Well, since I am the very sensitive character for these things, now that the trackers have brought us to the site of some kind of essence activity, now I will get personal with my own sensitivity.
Yeah.
Right. So the idea was, deduction and history gave us the right direction. The trackers brought us to the essence, and I'm hoping that we are in the middle of the enigma now, or close to it, to actually experience it. So my a successful roll is going to basically tell me if there are the interaction of essence and flesh.
Yeah.
Besides, of course, besides ourselves. So,
I'm
yeah,
made of essence.
yeah, I was going to say,
Fascinating.
yeah, so my sensitivity, fantastic. Oh, wait, it's me. Right. So anyway, is it okay for me to roll now?
Yes,
Okay.
and
That's going
it's
to be
an
awareness.
easy difficulty.
Okay. Well, that's good. Because I get a 6 plus 2 with an 8. So that is, no, 6 plus 3 with a 9. So I am just able, I'm doing fine as long as it's easy. So, um,
So
so yes, so at
you,
this point, I mean, the Geiger counter becomes chattering, right? And I stop very still, and you can actually see that I am completely self-absorbed, almost completely shutting everything out. You know, and I'm
yeah,
even giving like a sign to you. Okay, wait, I'm on it. It is there.
you're
Okay.
kind of like disturbed by the results of the Geiger counter
Yeah.
because this is not an enigma. This is not the center of the mystery,
Okay.
but somehow this vessel of this flesh, this vessel, this person, has been infected with something that is kind of colonizing his entire body.
Ooh.
So the idea is that you see the flesh, and at the same time you see mingled with that strains of essence, and it's you know it's very evident from the behavior that there's something wrong, but at the same time it's kind of a strange mix of flesh and essence that is kind of destroying the cells of this person, and a thing that is quite evident from all of you is that this man is angry, is furious. It is not something that is coughing, but at the same time, he kind of swears against what is happening, and he swears that he's going to break some skulls, and that fucking the pigs they're going to pay for what they done, and speaking also a name, it's like what the fuck did they do? They got Carlo, and he just kind of reorienting himself because he's kind of like lost, but at the same time he's very aggressive.
Mm-hmm.